It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He had a nice showing in last week's contest, 117 yards. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Now they're led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2018, Baker Mayfield.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
They run with the Alabama rookie. That's Brian Robinson. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Throwing, Mayfield. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Mayfield's throw complete to Dotson. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw, Mayfield. Steps away to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mayfield, he'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Mayfield now. Now Mayfield lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line.
Dak Prescott and Dallas taking the field for their first possession. Dak now in his 7th season in charge of the Cowboys. Two-time Pro Bowler.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Prescott looks to throw on first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Flush to his right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. Prescott from the gun.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack? It's 3rd and long. Prescott now.
Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert.
And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Mayfield to the right side and complete to Thomas. Robinson up the middle. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Now Mayfield. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. Mayfield looks to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
That's the #2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be #2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be #1.
A first down throw for Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. They'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan. And he's going to go down again. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. And now a low liner. I think he mishit him. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Over the middle to Beckham. Working with a 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Being chased out left. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Prescott. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
When the Dallas Cowboys traded Amari Cooper, it was certainly a sign of the faith that they have in Michael Gallup to step up and be that type of weapon across from C.D. Lamb. He hit 1,100 yards back in 2019, but missed half of last year with a pair of injuries. He steps up here and moves the chains.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now Prescott. It's caught. Beckham. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll throw again. Prescott. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Here's Prescott. Forced out to his left. And he is into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And the rushing numbers should tell the story of why they trail at the half. They're still in single digits in yardage as a team through 2 quarters of play. That's not good. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Takes it at the 7. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. To throw is Prescott. He completes it to Beckham. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
A first down throw for Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. 2nd and 7. Now Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing, Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Here's Prescott. He finds his target, Beckham. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, the plays happen, let it go. It's over instead.
Touchdown! Dalton Schultz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 6. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the 2nd half. They make their 2nd half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Mayfield down.
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
They start on the ground with Elliott.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the fourth. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
First down, Prescott. And he'll go right back to Lamb. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Man open downfield is Gallup. He's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. And this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Rodgers' numbers would be larger, but remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. For graduate of the Naval Academy back then, you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
On second down, Elliott once more.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40.
If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
Looking to throw. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset.
They've got a fourth down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Mayfield. Pass complete. Thomas. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down. Mayfield. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts
as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Elliott. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. It's a gain of 4, and that should just about seal the deal.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for Dallas, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.